Guys, some jewelry, some watches, some new versions of APs, some skeletons, and a few Tudors. And of course, not to mention big brown boxes. Starting off with the green box, we have an AP. So behind door number 1, we have the new 16202 ST Jumbo. In my opinion, this is probably the best thing that AP has done in a long time. Obviously, there's no changes from the last watch, the 15202, aesthetically, but the quick set date on this makes this watch something that I would actually want. The 15202 before with the old JLC movement where there was no quick set date was the most annoying thing. The power reserve runs out, you have to literally wind the watch too much. So the 16202 is a perfect touch, modern twist on the 15202, love it. I'll go right to my favorite, the Patek Philippe. As I like to say, all good things come in brown boxes. And behind this door, we have a 5212 Calatrava. Now guys, the Calatrava line from Patek Philippe for most of us seems to be, for lack of a better term, a little on the boring side, right? Your grandpa's watch, and sorry for all the grandpas out there. 5212 is the perfect twist to something that's more fruitful, something that has more character, has more design in the dial layout. Always great to have these in. These are really good sellers for us. And price point too, something under $42,000. Cartier, one of the top 3 selling brands in the world in regards to luxury watches. We have the Santos skeleton, made famous recently, well, somewhat recently over the past couple years, with 47th Street putting diamonds in these things and selling them to rappers. And it's actually, they actually look pretty cool. Not something I would personally wear, but a Santos skeleton, aesthetically really, really nice watch. Always great to have these, and these sell very, very well for us. Let's go to another red box here. Finish off the Cartiers. We have the Calibre diver. Now, this is a watch, in my opinion, that is a great entry-level piece. A watch coming from a great brand like Cartier with huge heritage, huge history, and it's something sporty with a bigger feel that can be had for under $7,000. To be honest with you, I've been in business now 12 years, and the price of this watch has relatively been the same the whole entire time. So from a value proposition, from a price retention, great pick here. Let's speed things along a little bit. Another great brown box. Grail alert. 5990 travel time, Nautilus. Pretty much for me, aesthetically as good as a watch gets. I've said this many times, and this is my ultimate daily wear right here, the 5990 from Patek. Always good to have these in. Such a beautiful watch. Such a beautiful watch. Why don't I pull the trigger after I finish my house? Wifey's like, don't buy this, don't buy that. So yeah, I gotta put the halt on spending. Frivolous spending before the house is built. Tudor, Harrods edition, green. We love green around here. This is Philadelphia. This is Eagles country. Anything with green is a go for me. Tudor Harrods, go Birds. One more Tudor here. This is the Black Bay, blue dial, blue bezel on a NATO strap. I typically am not the biggest fan of NATO straps up until I actually wore one of these on a NATO strap, and it was just incredibly comfortable, like ridiculously comfortable to the point that I forgot I even had a watch on. And it's actually kind of aesthetically pleasing. So this is one of our best sellers right here, the Black Bay with the blue. Uh-oh, I see Rolex boxes. About to say, where they been at? Alrighty, the almighty Sky. Now, for whatever reason, recently I've been doing a lot of social media content on Skies because we have a few Skies in stock, and it's one of those things that we discuss is probably the best value for what you're getting in Rolex. In other words, when it comes to retail prices, the Sky Dwellers tend to be the highest in retail price in comparison to their counterparts, and for good reason. It is the most complicated watch that Rolex makes. It's also the least allocated watch that Rolex makes. And not every Rolex service center can actually service these watches. And yesterday, the almighty Leo Messi was in Philadelphia. I actually didn't even know up until yesterday. He was in Philly, scoring goals and wearing this watch. This exact one, yellow gold Sky Dweller on an Oysterflex. So let's see how fast that sells to all our Messi fans. Another Rolex big box. Usually when we see these big boxes, guys, that means it's a precious metal watch. Another Sky, rose gold. We uncovered the other day the rose gold blue dial. We did not do an unboxing about it, but it literally went viral on the internet, and it was our first time owning it with the blue dial. And I have like 65 DMs about the watch, and the kids over there are working on supplying another one. But I would say the second favorite is the rhodium dial, because it's just so clean, so sleek, and gray just seems to be universally loved color. So rose gold, sky, rhodium, always good. And guys, these in a pre-owned condition, this is actually new, but used and slider and new, it's pretty much around MSRP now. And the funny thing about it is, if you go to your local Rolex dealer, they won't have it in stock, and they may not get one for quite some time. So it's one of those watches where it's great to pick up now. At the peak, we were selling these for 60,000. They did not come down that much, which is good. Some items that didn't really follow the volatility curve is always a fair play, always a safer bet. All right, so this is an old AP box. I remember these. When I first started in this business, the boxes used to come like this, in this white and the green. So I know it's something a little bit on the older side. And behind this door is probably my top 5 favorite lady AP. This is the carbon offshore with the diamond bezel. And for whatever reason, AP stopped doing this for their ladies' watches. And I think it would be an incredible touch to make a modern twist on this watch for ladies. And it's such a beautiful watch. The carbon on this one, I remember when I was buying this, the key thing when I bought this was the condition of the carbon. One of the reasons that AP stopped making it is because of the complaints that they had on the carbon. The carbon would erode away, the carbon was sensitive, it would break, it would chip. So this actual example is really, really clean, which is why I bought it. Finally, the last thing we have here I see is an Omega. Now that's an interesting dial right there. Omega Seamaster with this orange dial. This is pretty badass. I've been really into watches with these exotic, colorful, bold dials lately, because honestly, when you're working with watches all day, every day, you kind of get bored of the monotony of seeing the same thing over and over. So every single time that there's a bold color like this, I tend to really like it. So I'm excited about this watch. Omega Seamaster with this, I guess, coral orange. I like it, I like it. So that's it for the watches. I wanted to bring in our jewelry specialist, Nicole, to showcase a few of the things that we got on the jewelry side of things. We don't typically do a lot of jewelry unboxings because my dad gets the packages in. Yep. When here, he gets the packages in, goes right to his office, writes it out, and we go right to work on it. So it's always a nice touch to bring in some of the jewelry, and especially some of the more popular jewelry we have here. So Nicole, do your thing.
Thank you. And as Adrian said, some things come in, nice things come in brown boxes, but I think nicer things come in red boxes and green. So I actually haven't seen this, but let's see. The Cartier 𝗙𝗆𝗆 Hello. This is actually one of my favorite parts of brands in the side of Cartier, which is the 𝗙𝗆𝗆 compared to the Love bracelet, which you have to screw on the nail and everything. This is actually just a nail, and it's so much easier to put on. We even have a bracelet in stock as well, and it's great. It's 18 karat rose, bunch of diamonds. The ones without diamonds range, I think, around like 1,400 market price point. Add a little bit more diamonds.
The little subtle touches make things very expensive. Totally butchered the name of what, say that again? 𝗙𝗆𝗆𝗆. I said Justin Clou. Because in English that's how it's spelled, so I'm glad I was corrected.
But I love this, it's because, especially like the bracelet, you can easily stack it with other pieces. This is stackable as well. It's awesome, this is beautiful. The green box, which this one is beautiful, comes in box and papers. This is the carnelian. Oh yeah. It's pretty dark for a carnelian, because usually, I mean, it is a gemstone, so they do range in different colors, or color of shades, I guess we could say. Another 18 karat yellow. These market for from 44,200. This is the 5 motif.
These Alhambras lately, and now it's officially a thing where men are wearing our Alhambra, and it was never a thing before, but I see the likes of LeBron. I seen Canelo Alvarez the other day on YouTube boxing. He was literally wearing like a 20 motif necklace while he was training. I'm like, all right, this is officially a thing now. But one thing I will say about Alhambra, guys, because I know people are gonna catch on this train, do not wear the fake stuff. No fakes out there, please. I've seen it already, and it is not cool.
Oh, and you could spot a fake, honestly, very easily, just by its weight, the color difference. It has the inscription on it, so absolutely, I definitely recommend buying the real. It doesn't look right if it's not.
And one thing I would say, historically with Alhambra, the retail prices, because you have a line called vintage Alhambra, right? So Alhambra's been made for many years, and their retail prices actually gradually go up as time goes. So this is almost as good as, if not better than, money in the bank. I know a lot of people that put Alhambra away and made money on it later. This is not an investment piece of advice, but all I'm saying is you can have something that holds value very well, wear it, and then sell it back for pretty much what you paid for it.
Then we have another vintage Alhambra. This one's the Onyx.
Onyx, yeah, probably the most popular.
Very, and it goes with literally everything. And
literally
as you mentioned, men are wearing it as well.
I would have never liked this. This is the power of marketing and advertising and just celebrity, right? If you would have put this on me a year ago, I'd be like, oh, this is great for a lady. Now I'm like, I can actually, now it's acceptable for me to wear this, and it actually kind of looks cool. It's comfortable, it's a nice touch, you could pair it with a watch. Kind of works. It's not that feminine, right?
Yeah. Just because it's a
the diamond ones are a little bit. The diamond ones maybe a little bit, but like it's not that
feminine. And these don't exactly, they don't have the diamond on it, so I think absolutely you can rock it.
So that concludes our jewelry and our watches. Guys, I wanted to bring in somebody very special. I think this is our key to, is virality a word, by the way? I used that when you came in. It is a word now. Guys, I want to introduce you to Dom.
So my name is Dominic Murphy. A little bit about myself. I was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm actually a barber too. This wasn't my first career. I actually cut hair in a barber shop for a while. In the process, picked up TikTok, social media, and stuff like that. And then one of the first things Avi said to me when I came in, he's like, oh, that's the kid that cuts hair. So funny how I ended up here in a way that people thought I was just the kid that cuts hair, but.
Awesome, man. Yo, it's great having you on board. I can't wait to see the content that's gonna come out of this. Guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next unboxing.